questions. Don't you just love them? Probably not if you're a learner. If you tried to learn tag questions before, perhaps you've been frustrated because you think, oh, there is so much choice. But today, we're going to learn a method, I'm going to present a method that shows that you can learn tag questions in quite a simple way. We just need to break it down, and we will use one of the principles, a basic principle of learning, and it's based on variability. So when you're learning something, when you're a beginner, you want low variability. What does that mean? Low choice. So we want to limit the choice you can have. As you get to know the subject more, then we want to increase that variability, make it more difficult. So basically, we're going from easy to difficult. And with chunks and tag questions, there are perfect combinations. So before we start, there are a couple of things that you need to know. So in order to break the complicated subject of tag questions down, we will be using chunks and action chunks. So we'll focus on tag questions that have actions in them today. So if you don't know what an action chunk is, here are the basic ones. So you can see drink coffee, drank coffee, drunk coffee, drinking coffee. So the four basic ones there. So some of them, like drink coffee, there are four types, truly four types. But you can also get like sleep well. It's basically three types: sleep well, slept well, slept well, sleeping well. And let's take one more. Take a shower, took a shower, taken a shower, taking a shower. So today we'll just be looking at type 1, type 2, type 3, and something called type 1A. So if you don't know what type 1A is, here it is very quickly. So type 1A is basically with an S sound on it. So play football, plays football. Drink coffee, drinks coffee. Buy food, buys food. And what does this low variability looks like? Oh, low choice. So here we have a choice. It's a low choice. You just need to choose whether it's a type 1 or a type 1A. And the first one is you plus go to the park, don't you? So your job is that a type 1 or a type 1A? Is it go or goes? That's all you need to do. Same with the second one. Is it take or takes? Third one, drink or drinks? And so on. So pause the video, say your questions out loud, because I think most of you are here to improve your spoken English. So say it out loud, because saying the whole sentence, it will help you understand how tag questions work. You're focused on the little part here, but you want to understand the whole thing, the context. So say it out loud, and once you finish, show you the answers. Okay, so here are the answers. You go to the park, don't you? So type 1 goes with don't. She takes a shower, doesn't she? Type 1A goes with doesn't. So you see in the next one, Tom drinks coffee, doesn't he? And so on. Therefore, doesn't go with type 1A, and don't goes with type 1. And here we can look at these sentences in a different way. So notice the first part is positive, the second part is negative. Don't, doesn't, doesn't, don't, doesn't. Okay, here's another low choice exercise, and it's the choice between a type 3 or a type 2. So the first one, they plus go to the park. Is it went or been to the park? And the second one, she take a shower. Here, do we need to use took or taken? So is it a type 3 or a type 2? So you know what to do. Pause the video, Say your answers out loud and then check them. And here are the answers. So the first one, they went to the park yesterday, didn't they? So didn't goes with type 2. She took a shower, didn't she? So didn't, again, with type 2. John's drunk coffee, hasn't he? So here, hasn't he indicates it's type 3. And you might ask the question, John's, is that John is drunk coffee? It's here, it could possibly be John is, but in this case, it's John has. John has drunk coffee. But when we speak English, we just have an S sound. John's drunk coffee. Okay, and the fourth one, I've slept well, haven't I? So haven't I shows it's a type 3. And again, we got this bigger picture here. So the first one is a positive sentence, a statement, and the tag is negative. So in this case, didn't, hasn't, haven't, didn't, hasn't. Here's another low choice exercise. Is it a type 1 or a type 3? So for example, the first one, we didn't plus go to the park. So is it go to the park or is it been to the park, gone to the park? So the choice is yours. Pause the video, say your answers out loud, and we can check them once you've finished. Okay, so the first one, we didn't go to the park yesterday. So even though did we? So even though it's did we, it's a type 2 at the end, because we've got didn't here, we need to use the type 1, didn't go. Okay, the second one, she hasn't taken the shower, has she? So has indicates it's a type 3. John doesn't drink coffee, does he? Here, even though we got does he, so does is a type 1A, we still use the type 1 because drink comes after doesn't. So anything after didn't, doesn't, shouldn't, couldn't, etc., but not hasn't, anything after those will be a type 1. And we'll do one more. So you haven't slept well, have you? So have you shows that the action will be a type 3 in this case. Here it's slightly different to the ones we looked before. So these are negative statements. So we didn't go, she hasn't taken, John doesn't drink, you haven't slept. And the tag question is positive. Did we? Has she? Does he? Have you? Do they? Did she? Okay, and we can also have creative low choice as well. So here we got basically the skeleton of some tag questions, and we can either use a type 1 or a type 1A. And here the idea is that you create your own sentences. So for example, you plus type 1, don't you? You like swimming, don't you? You eat a lot of cake, don't you? You drive fast, don't you? And the second one is a type 1A, so she something, doesn't she? She cooks well, doesn't she? So cooks with the S sound on it. She reads a lot of books, doesn't she? She drives slowly, doesn't she? So the idea here is that you can be creative, creating your own tag questions, but your choice is quite limited because you're sticking to either type 1 or type 1A in this particular exercise. And another creative low choice exercise could be something like this. So we got negative sentence and positive tag questions. So we didn't plus type 1 yesterday, did we? We didn't go to the park yesterday, did we? We didn't eat much yesterday, did we? And the second one, so she hasn't. Straight after hasn't, we would add a type 3, has she? So she hasn't driven today, has she? She hasn't sent our email yet, has she? She hasn't been to Paris yet, has she? Okay, and that's a introduction on how we can make tag questions easy. So today we were looking at low variability, low choice, and how we can do a lot of exercises so we can get used to the structure of tag questions, but we're not overwhelmed. We can do these exercises quickly, and in most cases, even if with some limited knowledge, you can probably do them well. And even if you get it wrong, it actually takes you forward. Making a mistake with these types of exercises actually moves you forward because it gives you a better understanding of when to use the type 1, the type 2, the type 3, or whatever. So that's today's lesson. I hope you found it useful. I'm developing a PDF for this. So this PDF will start with low variability exercises and gradually increase to high variability. And I think it will be a very useful PDF for you to work through, to grasp and really understand how tag questions work. Also, listen to a lot of English, and you will, by doing an exercise and listening a lot, you will start to hear it all the time, and it will start to make sense to you. Anyway, I'll leave it there. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.